So my name is Shelmith, Wairimu. I'm a trainer at Emerging Leaders. When nilishafundishwa about that training and we were told that start generating income, so nikaanza kufikiria ni nini naweza fanya. That's hapo ndo nikakuja na idea ya nikaangalia area yetu. Most wenye wanauzanga kahawa mostly are gents and ni hawa wa Congo. So I came up with the idea ya kuuzanga kahawa. After that, I wanted to be unique than others so that I can be very, yani nikwe nimejulikana sana. A friend of mine akanifundisha kutengeneza concoction. So that's a mixture of tangawizi and lemon and a bit of sugar with a bit of tea leaves, yeah. So when I started my business, I only started with 1,000, and this 1,000 I was actually given by my bishop. She gave me 1,000. So with that 1,000, I went and bought a thermos, a flask, na nikanunua sukari nusu, nikanunua vikombe za kupika kahawa, na nikakuja nikanunua mafuta ya taa, I can recall. So after that, nikakuwa nauza kahawa. Then people were like, this one flask was not enough. I had to come up with then buy a tian. That's when I started saving. I bought my tian for 7.7 liters. That I saved around 1,800, sorry. So after that, nikanunua tian. So that's when I came up with the idea, because I was taught how to cook the concoction. They normally call it dawa. I first nikaanza na kaka thermos kadogo. So when I started with that thermos, nilikuwa nenda nikionyesha wase, like, if you don't prefer this black coffee, there's also another coffee that you can give it a try. So like people are like, oh wow, this is good for people who don't like black coffee, and for people who says that kahawa iko na sukari mingi. So venye nikitengeneza, he was like, oh, this is good. So unauza how much? Then I started at 15 shillings until now I use at 20 shillings. So when I come, just roughly nikihesabu venye mupata profit yangu, kwa sababu kwa hii kahawa it's normally 770. For this one it's almost around 450, 500. So unapata hii, I just go with one flask of 3.2 liters times 20, you get around 600 and something. Kama hiyo siku watu waja kukopa, you get 600. But kama umekopa, unapata hapo 500, 450 hapo. So I came to know that this concoction actually gives me a lot of money compared to the black coffee. And this is what makes me unique about at Umoja 3 Mole, because there's no one, yani hakuna msee mwenye anapikanga hiyo kitu. And I also got the opportunity when I went for module 4, I also how to lead your team. Actually came up and employed one lady, and when I'm not around, she's the one who cooks and anaenda anauza. So when I was in that process, that's when I got a message from Emerging Leaders, actually from the group that we formed, that they're looking for trainers. And I said that let me give it a try. So that's when I went and gave it a try. I passed for the first interview and we went for the TT. At first I was a bit shy, but Emerging Leaders gave me that confidence. So my experience as a trainer at Emerging Leaders, it's actually the best. And I love training because napenda facilitate, because I also did at my education background, nilisomea education. So I also love sharing my experience with people, get to inspire the young girls the young boys, yani kwa show that we all have an amazing potential. And without Emerging Leaders, actually singeamini that I had an amazing potential, because what I love about Emerging Leaders is that you don't fake your story, you're just going to be real. Yeah, Shelo was this, Shelo was that. So that's what I love about Emerging Leaders, because they just want you to be real. And when it comes to training, I just be me. And what I love is getting the feedback from the participants, where they're like, when you're sharing your story, of which at first I thought my story could be about stigmatization, because there's this orphan girl just got pregnant. Then, yeah, it's a lot. It's a quite a long story, but when I get to inspire these young youths, they just get more motivated, and they really love my story, which makes me to be always to have that what can I call it? They just encourage me more and more, just to be more confident and to be the best trainer.